Welcome, my beautiful souls. It's Sandy here, the rambling psychic. So today, if you're in a period of no contact with someone, Spirit has a message for you today. This reading will reveal what your person is truly feeling. Are there any lessons for you or guidance for your highest path? And for this connection. Um, and we're going to ask 5 specific questions directly to our spirit guides. It's really a reading format I love doing because I feel like the answers come quickly and clearly. Um, but make sure you stay around to the end. Something is telling me that spirit is going to surprise you, us, with really what they want you to know. So, I think I might timestamp the questions. We'll see. Because in a way, I want you to watch the whole reading. But so this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the psychic tarot to answer the questions. We will use the gilded tarot to clarify and the crystal vision to clarify. So I'm going to go ahead and give everything a quick shuffle. And while I'm doing that, I just want you to relax, let go of the outcome. Take what messages that resonate with you and leave the rest behind. Hopefully they all resonate. And you can certainly, and I highly suggest, you can ask your spirit guides, who I connect to, by the way. They know you're here. They know you will be here. But you can ask them to give you signs of confirmation also. It can be through something I say. I say random things all the time. Um, it can be numbers. I'll leave that between you and your guides, but they'll let me know. They'll let me know. We'll do the gilded tarot below and we'll do the crystal vision above. So again, no contact. And we want to know what's going on. All right, one cut and we're ready. All right, so I'm going to put those up there. I'm going to go ahead and bring the lid down. Just like tarot there and the gilded tarot there. Okay. By the way, many of you see me holding, I forget what it's called now, but someone sent this to me and said it was over 15 million years old. So, like, I'm always holding it now. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, not that I even feel like I need help anymore with opening my intuition, but I don't know. So, the collective wisdom. So, let's go ahead and begin. So, number one, what are they truly feeling about you during this period of no contact? So, what are they feeling about you right now? Authority. Interesting. Card of Aries, the Emperor. Here is called authority. And it's interesting when I see this image, all of a sudden my right ear is ringing. I mean, and look at my screen just went dark. So someone's guides are connecting. But anyways, authority, the emperor, the seed planter. You know, I definitely feel in the emperor's energy. And even in number 4 makes me feel that they feel that you are pretty grounded. Um, I have this feeling also that, you're not someone who, at least the majority, I feel like it's not like you're at home crying over them. I'm sure there was a period. And by the way, I should clarify in this type of reading, I'm not looking for, like someone who abused you. And I hope you're not looking, I hope you're not waiting for someone like that. I'm not looking for, you know, someone who cheats and cannot control that. I'm looking for the ones who, it just may be something that came between the two of you. So, with that being said, let's continue on. Let's go above it. We have the Knight of Wands. There's a lot of fire. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Interesting, because it makes me feel like they may be in that question mode right now. Seven of Cups, um, it is like when the ball is put in your court, but this is for them, so it's more the ball is in their court. Um, there may be some energy that feels chaotic to them, and they may be the type of person where they can't deal with that energy. You know what I mean? Like maybe they haven't learned to center themselves. But I have to say, there's so much fire as it relates to you. I feel like this is not about like you being someone who isn't proactive in your life. I feel like you are, and I feel like they know that. I get this sense of even them understanding, maybe not on a spiritual level, but that they have to kind of level up. And I feel that like I know that I need to be a certain way, um, or I don't know, in a way I feel like you may not accept them back. But I feel like right now they're in that question mode. Do I or don't I? I definitely feel that they have passion related to you. So when they think of you, there is passion. Um, I feel that when they think of you, they think of you of like a high vibrational being. And I literally feel like, at least for some, this person is wondering whether they can be who you need them to be. Can you be who I need you to be? And let's think about the emperor. The emperor is um, compassionate, empathetic. The emperor cares about their fellow man and woman. Some of you may have really been taken on, like I say, you're a female, you've been taken on your masculine energy, which we all carry, by the way, feminine and masculine. But I feel right now, um, it's interesting because I feel they feel resistance, but I feel the main thing here is, can I level up? Not you, them. Can they level up to, let's just say, the vibration that you require? Okay, well, let's keep going, and we'll come back if we need to clarify anything. But let's ask, excuse me, let's ask now, what is the highest path or outcome Spirit wants for this connection? Eight of Swords. I want you to free yourself, free your thoughts. That's a self-created prison. I definitely feel the energy of not waiting around. You know what I mean? Like, don't put your life on hold for them. They'll either level up or they won't. And, that's kind of outside of your control. And maybe it should be, right? Because if I'm pushing someone to be a better man or a better woman, it may come across, especially if they don't know if they can, but they can. They can. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is don't sit around worrying, waiting. It's almost like Spirit is saying, we have your back. So let yourself be free, right? And if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But I feel like right now that's a big message for you. Like Spirit is saying, don't allow yourself to get stuck in that waiting game type of energy. Continue your growth because I feel like you have all this growth. But then I feel like my thoughts keep going back to them, which makes sense, right? And it's okay to think about them, right? Sending them positive energy, helping maybe to manifest it. But again, if we manifest this, we want this to be of a higher vibration than what it was. Well, let's go above. Oh my gosh, the lovers. So first of all, the lovers is ahead of a hard decision. And that could be part of it because in the Eight of Swords, I feel like my head is kind of trapped within these negative thoughts. Yet the lovers is definitely undeniable chemistry, and that's probably why I'm feeling all this fire. So I feel like there is a good chance, or how do I say this? I feel like and all of a sudden I'm getting for some of you like past lives, like you've known each other before. This isn't your first time around a lifetime, and probably not your last. It's interesting because the lovers is a card of Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And with the Eight of Swords below that, I could see where thoughts or even communication could have gone, to a negative place. It may be where the no contact started. But, this person can't deny the chemistry they feel with you. We'll see what comes below. The Six of Wands, which is victory and success. But remember, this is Spirit talking to you. This is Spirit talking about your highest path. The outcome, yes, but also I feel like Spirit wants just to recognize you for a second. I love that you have the Six of Wands here, especially mirroring the lovers, two sixes. So this is definitely the Eight of Wands, or the Six of Wands is the energy of victory and success. And it is the energy where other people are looking up to you. And I feel like the Emperor, again, male or female, I feel some of you may have like your own business or you do something pretty important in the world. And that doesn't mean like, it could be something as simple as, I care about my fellow man and woman. I want to help give them a hand up. But I also have to realize that not everyone is open to that energy. And those that aren't, I just have to kind of, I can plant the seed, but then I have to let the seed sit with them and see if it grows or not. So I feel like your spiritual team is just number one, recognizing the passion between the two of you. Number two, I definitely feel past lives. And number three, I feel that they look up to you. I mean, it literally feels like this person doesn't feel that they are good enough. But when I say they don't know if they're good enough, I mean it like there may be some things in their life that they would have to let go of. And that could be difficult, but yet they're thinking about it. They're definitely thinking about it. I also want to say in the Age of Swords energy, remember, we are energy. So if I'm in this state of worry, of really the Age of Swords is a block, but it's a self created prison that you can free yourself from. Eight, a new beginning, but also the number of infinity, as above, so below. That makes sense because this is literally spirit talking to us right now. But I do feel that I feel like they look up to you. I don't know how else to put that. I feel like they admire you. Um, yeah. Okay, let's go to number 3. What lessons or growth should I focus on while I'm in this no contact? Ace of Swords, triumphant success. The Five of Pentacles. Well, I feel like that was the no contact. Some of you in the Five of Pentacles often feel like it feels like a tower. It's a 5, so it's change. But in this 5, usually I don't ask for that change, but it happens anyway. And then, wow, the Magician. So 2 ones connected. 11. When I think of 11 or 1111, number one, first thing I think of is Make a Wish. But then I also feel it ties back to twin flames, past lives. And I already feel that. And, let's go back for a second because I feel this person, um, I feel part of their soul lesson was to really learn their worth. They could come across like our sun sign, right? It's what we show the world. But our moon is what we're truly feeling inside. So I could show the world one thing, but inside feel something completely different. I feel like your guides are saying, don't shut down your voice. Be your authentic self. This is not about you changing, except I feel the Eight of Swords, we do want to change that. And I feel, again, it just means don't let yourself get in that energy where I do nothing. You know what I mean? Like all I do is focus on this. And I get it. Um, but I feel like your spiritual team is saying the opposite, right? So that Five of Pentacles, that's kind of where the tower fell. But then you have the Ace of Swords, and we're looking for your highest outcome. So the Ace of Swords, it's your authentic self. It's your truth. It's you speaking your truth. And, probably demanding that truth be told at the same time. And demanding might be like a hard word. But I do feel like this energy of, like we have to have an open line of communication. You have the Magician here, the ability to manifest. But I get a feeling because you are connected on a soul level, you're both sharing this energy in a way. Like that Eight of Swords, I feel is really both of you. For you, I feel it's more like it's just where my focus has been, and it might be driving me a little crazy. For them, I feel like it could be a fear of commitment, but there's probably a reason. You know what I mean? Like they've probably been hurt. And I mean, who hasn't? I'm not giving them excuses, by the way. I'm just telling you what I feel. And, one more thing I want to say. because we're in this universal year nine, I feel like if there is no contact within this year, then you may want to consider letting it go. Now, when I say letting it go, let's say this person finally, you know, learns some of these soul lessons that I feel that they're going through, and they are their soul lessons. So we can't really help them within that. We can certainly send energy. And remember that because you're soul connected, the way that you're thinking and feeling, they pick that up. But in the Eight of Swords, they can pick that up as resistance. And that can be why the Seven of Cups is here. Like maybe they won't even take me back. I have a feeling this person had to learn a hard lesson as it relates to love. Almost like what I did to another, now someone has done to me. Hmm. But I feel like that's already happened. And this person might have dated. But it's interesting because I feel like if they did, they couldn't really find anyone like you. And I really feel their biggest fear right now is the fear of commitment. Okay, well, let's keep going. So number 4, what signs should you look for that indicate they are ready to commit? And the one thing I don't like about this reading is I feel like we're putting it's all up to them. It's not all up to them. It's you making decisions whether you even want to go forward. You know what I mean? And again, I feel like if it's not this year, then it's time to let it go. But anyways, let's continue. So what sign should you look for? The Chariot. That makes sense. Triumph. Sitting right next to Triumph. Oh my gosh. Hello, Chariot. Mirroring the Chariot. Double Cancer, by the way. Five of Swords. Okay. So the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. This tells me that somewhere along the way, and I already felt this, like communication, when you were communicating, I feel like something happened that kind of took it off the rails. Um, but we're looking at the signs, and then we get two chariots. And a chariot is the balance of the feminine and the masculine, of the shadow and the light. It's definitely means that this Eight of Swords, again, is self-created prison, that somebody has set themselves free, at least within your thought system, which is where I feel you need to set yourself free. But I kind of love that the signs are the Chariot, which really represents unlimited potential. And I feel like the one thing it's saying, though, is this Five of Swords had to have had change. So this Ace of Swords may even be communication. Maybe they do reach out and communicate with you. I don't feel like you automatically like, okay, let's get back together. I feel like with the Chariot's energy, you're taking a moment. You're making sure that they're in alignment, right? That what they speak is of the truth. That Ace of Swords, like only truth will do. If you try to feed my head full of untruths, I will know. And I feel like they know that. They know that about you. Looking at the Five of Swords mirroring the Seven of Cups, and I also feel like there could be something within their physical life that is not serving them. Like let's say someone drinks too much and then makes stupid decisions. So I feel like that is also a lesson, right? And again, it's like something I can't change within them. They have to. And, honestly, I feel like you want them to make these changes because of you. Well, for themselves, but also for you. But without you having to like lay it out. I do feel like the Ace of Swords, if this comes back together, and the Chariot is a great representation of really the unlimited potential of the two of you, given that we give ourselves a new, even though we know each other, right? We've been together, there definitely was passion, and that passion, like, is in their mind. Like, they haven't forgotten about that. They're looking up to you. Um, what was I going to say? I forget now. Another message I just got is also, I feel like when you were together, chances are, the way it's reading to me, anyways, like you have been leveling up and they know that. And I feel this sense of, if they really want you back, then they know there are certain things that have to change. One, I feel like, is communication, like the truth and only the truth. Number two, whatever issues they're having within their life, they may be around a lot of toxic people. And these people could be the type of people, it could be family, friends, but the kind that try to talk them out of what they want to do, which is selfish. Because I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like these people are being selfish. Maybe they don't have love, so they don't want you to have love, or they don't want this person to have love. So they have to deal with that. And you may have the same thing happening on your end, where you tell someone, oh, I'm still in love with so and so, and they tell you, just forget about him or her, move on. And you wish it was that simple, right? I wish it was that simple. But you also feel that chemistry. You know, I could see you potentially saying to this person, like, I feel like we've had past lives together. And they may be like, what are you talking about, past lives? Like they're just on a different level within their thinking. But I feel like that's changing. So your spirit guides are saying that there is a lot of potential here. But the things that we cannot control, that's really their soul lessons, those are the things we have to let go of. Because again, that Eight of Swords, that's you in this self created prison. But that can hold you back from a lot of different things. Like, because I could see you creating real, I want to say wealth, but let's just say a good life as it relates to what you do in the world. And I feel like other people definitely admire you. And so do they. Okay. Well, let's go to five. So the outcome. with spiritual advice. So the ultimate outcome, we have firm foundation. That makes sense. And by the way, we have a 4, mirroring a 4. 10 of Swords. Hello, Ace of Cups. So, Ace of Cups mirroring that 7 of Cups. I feel like I can't deny that I love you. Can't deny that I'm definitely attracted to you. And I don't mean just looks. I mean, I feel the chemistry between us. And that might have scared the hell out of them. But this is unconditional love. And boy, do I feel like it has followed you through lifetimes. Now, this love is mirroring the 10 of Swords. So that is, it can be a repeat pattern. So I feel like what it's saying then is if there is no change, then I don't know, let it go. I feel like in the 10 of Swords, this is someone who is like in submission, like just taking these daggers over and over again. But I don't feel like that's what you want. And, you may have had a couple lifetimes where there could have been issues in this lifetime, maybe another opportunity. But this 10 of Swords would definitely have to be cleared. So firm foundation below that, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more, makes complete sense to me. Any love, anything we begin, even if it's old, but starting new again, let's start it on a firm foundation. Let's make sure our foundation is strong. We cannot deny the love. It's just the truth, right? But not all love is going to work out in our favor. But boy, do I feel like you have some spiritual help here. Like in the 7 of Cups, where they, first of all, again, I'm not denying any love. I feel like the love is clear. But making the choice of whether to reach out is what I feel is probably the most difficult for them right now. All right, let's look at the bottom of the decks. We have the 3 of Pentacles on the bottom. I like that. I'll come back and tell you why. We have positive movement forward. I'll take that. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Independent success. That's kind of what I was feeling about you anyway. You might have a very independent nature, and they may not be used to that. I feel like this is the energy where it's not that I need this love to take care of me, in the material world. I can do that all on my own. And I feel like they know that. The one thing I definitely feel they're recognizing about you is your ability to create. Your ability to create success for yourself. This is singular energy. It is Virgo's energy, by the way. And, I kind of love seeing the 9 of Pentacles there because it's mirroring the 10 of Swords. So I don't feel like, The only place where I feel there is not any growth within yourself is in the Eight of Swords. Everything else feels like energy. Not only can you overcome, but sometimes, these no contacts or, this time in between loves, it really depends what you do at that time. And what it looks to me is that you've been creating. You've been, and I feel they recognize that about you. Like you are building success. And listen, I'd love to have a life partner alongside, but at the same time, I don't feel that you're willing to go through the Ten of Swords again. So then we come down to positive movement forward, which is mirroring this firm foundation. That feels like the answer. And then the Three of Pentacles mirroring this Ace of Cups. That's beautiful because in the Three of Pentacles, it speaks about your individuality and that there is no one else like you. And I feel like they're realizing that through their own trial and error. Maybe they have dated, and I know some of you don't want to hear that. But the thing is, I feel like if they have, they're realizing that no one really matches up to you. I feel like something went wrong here, and I do feel like it's in the line of communication. And I also feel that the ones that are here, I feel like it's important to you that you grow spiritually. Your guides know that. And I feel like they're helping you. And then this ability to manifest, it's an awesome power, but know what it is you want to manifest and why you want to manifest it. So if I'm trying to bring them back into my life, number one, I feel like the Eight of Swords doesn't help because, that prison is you. There's no one else in there with you. And I totally get it. Yet at the same time, I feel like your spiritual team is like recognizing and wants you to recognize that, you are worthy of great love. You are worthy of this success. Why? Because you put the action in. And it does feel like the difference of like lower vibration and higher vibration. And will someone meet my vibration? I don't think, well, I know it's not a good idea to lower one's vibration to be with another. I feel like it should be the other way around. Like once you start to have this spiritual growth, it's truth, it's your knowledge. Trust that. And if, and I kind of feel when they come back into your life, I feel like it's after some real realizations. This feels like another chance, but a chance to get it right in this lifetime. The foundation is everything, and it has to be built on truth. We already have the love, but the truth. The Three of Pentacles mirroring the Ace of Cups also makes me feel that they realize there is no one else like you. Your spirit team wants to remind you of that, but I also feel that they're having that realization. I'm going to look underneath. Look at that, the Emperor. Okay. Let's look underneath this one. Obstacles and challenges. Yeah, we have positive movement forward. Under the Nine of Cups, there's that Eight of Swords. So that could be advice. Instead of being in this self-created prison, I'm going to take my energy and I'm going to move it into my creative house. And when you do that, I feel like what you're doing is building real success for yourself. Again, I just realized a lot of Mercury right there. So there could have, again, difficult communication, no doubt. Um, I forget what I was going to say. All right. I think what I'm going to do, I don't think, I know what I want to do, is I want to take the romance angels over this because I feel like everything else is pretty clear. I have to say, a theme that has been at this table for the last couple months, if not a little longer, has been past life loves. And it makes sense because in the universal year 9, it can definitely bring back people. But not all people, you know, you have to make a decision also like, does this person fit my life? Not that you're not willing to change things, but it's not about lowering your vibration, number one. Okay. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type in expectations. I have a feeling this is a message to them because I do feel that they feel you are different. I like how they're just having a conversation. And I feel like the conversation, a truthful conversation, might be key for those that are reconnecting. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Again, I feel like it's talking to them. It's like their spiritual team is talking to them. You know, this unusual or different type of love, well, that's because you're past life lovers. And even if you know that, I just don't feel like they think on those terms. But the longer they're away, the more they're realizing that. It's like they're afraid of their feelings, but their feelings are real. Okay. Okay. Well, we can't take all those, but I am going to take these. Excuse me. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That means that Eight of Swords has to go. And this isn't even putting expectations on, you know, let's just say, like, I want a high vibrational love. And if they can't up their game, then I would suggest maybe moving on. We have heart to heart conversations. Absolutely. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Well, the Ace of Swords is in the middle of the reading, and then look at this, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. That's beautiful. So no matter what happens here, just know the divine has your back. If I am seeking true love, and for whatever reason this person doesn't come through, well, know that somebody else will. but I get a sense that they are going to reach out. And I feel like it'll probably be over the phone. Um, like I'm not really feeling face to face. So you want to think about that conversation? I mean, you want to be real, right? You want to be real. But let's say that you really want this in your life and they do show and they have increased their vibration. Then think about the foundation. Let's look at this like it's brand new. And let's start from day one, right? It's like starting over, but starting at day one. I love that we just got divine timing is at work in your love life with the Ace of Cups here, the Magician. And I feel there's a good chance, I'm not going to say for everyone, but for those who are willing and able to have, first of all, I have to let go of that Eight of Swords. Because let's say my phone rings and I'm in that Eight of Swords, chances are I'm gonna like immediately start that conversation on a negative tone. And it's not that they don't deserve it in a way, but at the same time, I feel like keeping things positive, right? Because these eights are about a new beginning. Or just let them speak, but have your spiritual ears on. Let them speak. And then say your piece. I feel like if this person's coming back, then some of the things they may tell you is the realizations that they've had. Like, I don't know. I could see my mind going to like, well, who have you been with and what have you been doing? But let's just say, like, through dating, this is where they learned that nobody measures up to you. And I just feel they're afraid. They're afraid. Why are they afraid? Because they know what you deserve. And can they give that to you? They can, but they have to clear some energy themselves. If they clear that energy and have these realizations, then I feel like these two chariots, right? The balance of the feminine and the masculine, that then becomes unlimited potential. So again, I would let them speak because otherwise I feel like I might say, like, you son of a bitch, you don't know how much you hurt me. Um, and it's hard because I feel like you have every right to say that, but at the same time, like, try to give them the opportunity to speak their mind because, like, I want you to listen. I feel like listening to what they say will give you real clues. Have they evolved? Or if they start putting blame on you. First of all, if the blame game starts to happen, this isn't divine timing. This is about truthful, open, heart to heart conversation. And both of you have energy that speaks of real love. and that it's safe for you to love. And this is just me adding this in with numerology, but again, a universal year 9 can bring back past life lovers, past love. But because there have been issues, I don't want those issues, right? I want our communication to be free and open. I want the truth. And listen, I'm sure they want the truth also, right? But don't tell me you love me if you're only going to hurt me again. That you might say. Like, I feel like, you have the right to say, like, what you did hurt me. It was so difficult to get over, but I did. But I don't know if you really did. Because again, it makes me feel like that's more of the sun sign speaking versus the moon. But I do feel that for many, these conversations are what's going to open up the next chapter. And this love, it's unconditional. It doesn't go away. It just might take a back burner, but it's all always sizzling in the background. It's kind of undeniable. Hmm. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there. Um, just trying to think if there's anything else I want to add, but I don't think so. And I don't want to make this super long. I feel like the biggest points, though, is your guides telling you, there's no need to wear a mask. You are who you are, and you should be proud of who you are. And I feel like you've had a lot of emotional growth, but I also feel like you've had financial growth. Like, I definitely don't feel the energy of, I want someone to come in and take care of me financially, because I have a feeling that's where you poured your energy during this hurt. Some maybe not, some just kind of got stuck. But remember, that self created prison, you can free yourself at any time. So I can't wait to hear your comments, to be honest. Some of you, this has probably already happened, and this may be the beginning of it, but I can't help connect you to past lives either. And I feel like in past lives, or at least let's say the last couple past lives, I feel like something came in between the two of you where you weren't able to be fully together. I feel like you met each other in each lifetime, but then it seems like something always came between you two. So we don't want that again in this lifetime. And this may be why there are some difficult lessons, right? Because these difficult lessons really do bring beautiful blessings. So let's see. Let's see if they evolve, because that's the key. I don't feel like they're looking at you in a negative way. Yeah, or let me say it different. I feel like when they think of you, they do think of love. They do think of chemistry. But then they may have some naysayers around them. Like, oh, I was thinking about reaching out to so and so. Why the hell would you do that? Let that go. Let that shit go. Let's go out and party. And they have to be able to say no to that. Like, no, I want to contact so and so. And they may have to let go of some people in their lives. Because honestly, what's the sense? Like, they contact you, but then they have in their ear constantly, she's not the one, he's not the one, what are you doing? Let's go out and party and find someone else. But in their soul, I feel like it's calling them to you. So they have to be bold enough to tell these people, no, no. And if they have evolved, they will. They will. Okay, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I thank you. Listen, I know this is a difficult situation. This is one of those readings where I love doing it, but I hate doing it at the same time. And one of the reasons why is, I really want you to keep an open mind here because I feel like what your spirit guides are saying, if this doesn't come together, please don't think that's the end of your love life. Even if you had past lives together before, you still have soulmate energy. We have more than one soulmate. And I feel like spirit has your back. So let go of that Eight of Swords, where we're trying to control things that are outside of our control. Pour your energy into your creative house. Don't lower your vibration. And I already feel that they know that. Like, I've got to up my game, so to speak. That may be their terminology. I got to up my game. Okay, here I am still talking. So I love you guys. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.